Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for episode 32.
We back, baby.
It is on my. I'm in Houston, so I went and got a local Eighth Wonder Brewery here in Houston, Texas. I got the Weiss. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. It's not bad.
Let's see the front of that can again.
Oh yeah. Let me get that in there.
Dude, that's some slick artwork there.
I know. Maybe they could redo the logo for us. Whoever's working as the publicist or graphic designer for Eighth Wonder Brewing. Got a lot to talk about today. I missed it last episode, and I've updated it since then. So, which, by the way, hotel Wi-Fi. I don't know how today's episode's going to go. We're fingers crossed. It'll probably still be better than my apartment's, but let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Since I missed it last episode, I happened to update it for this episode. Let's make sure everything goes well. I don't know. I briefly looked over it after I made it, so I don't know how it's going to go, but let's kick our intro video off and get this thing rolling.
If I give you a beer and you didn't finish it right on the spot, like we'd have
You're kind of
slaughter them all because now I know they're plotting against me, them motherfuckers. I'm on to you.
That was the most disgusting moment of Rod's life.
next question.
There was a follow-up about a finishing move, but I'm not so sure I want to ask that.
Cheers. So you'll notice that I did keep in you holding 4 empty beer
absolutely.
cans. That was not being eliminated by any stretch of the imagination. Just came to mind here. A little thing for our. Every year we do a wheel bet, and what are you looking at? I'm terrified. I have the hotel TV screen hooked up as my second monitor right now. So I'm trying to, that way I don't have to fish through all this and not see what's going on in the stream. So don't mind me just doing my thing. You were talking the wheel bet.
Looked like you were looking at like a huge ass spider on the ceiling or some shit. I was like, dude, burn it down. It down. Come back to Ohio.
Don't freak out. But
anyhow, so every year we do a bet. We call it the wheel bet. And if your team is the worst out of the friend group, your professional NFL team, if it has the highest draft pick at the end of the year, you have to spin the wheel, which has an assortment of punishments and whatnot on there. And then, for other bets and whatnot, you can bet the wheel on it, that sort of thing. But the one I want to talk about, I had to spin it twice this year because, both because my Bengals suck, and I made a horrible bet that Baker wasn't going to win as many games as Joey B. But anyhow, so the wheel spin I got for Cincinnati being awful is the fellas, the group, gets to dress me up in whatever they want, and I have to walk a half mile. It's a quarter or a half mile down any street you guys want me to in high heels. Parts of this will be recorded and it will be shared for our viewers.
So you guys brought me on to this league two or 3 years ago now. And I got to say, it is the most frustrating, the most intense, the group chat is just absolutely ruthless. There's no filter on anybody when it comes to playing each other. And you're never ridiculed privately. It is exclusively publicly.
That's right.
And, admittedly, I had a good team this year. I made quite a run. Even with the injuries I had at running back, I had Nick Chubb and Austin Eckler as my running backs. And I was winning games with like Frank Gore and like that kid from the Jets that played like 2 games, Penny, like Rashad Penny, whatever his name was. And it It was wild. And then I ran into the brick wall that happened to be Griff in the first round of the playoffs, and I kind of pissed my pants. And the rest is history. Who won it? Austin?
No, Griff won it all.
Did he really?
Yeah, he won it all. You lost to the champs, man.
I don't know. I stopped paying attention. Speaking of, I was gonna save it for the end of the show, but we got some whiskey clicks in today. We've got some losers that are gonna be a part of our whiskey clicks, and then we've got some winners to talk about today too. So let's roll it.
Whiskey click.
Yeah, I will admittedly eventually put together some sort of soundbite for that, other than just like, yeah, whiskey click probably would have been pretty good. First,
I'll just do it every time.
First whiskey click for this week is the Chiefs. I mean, can we talk about how they're the absolute terror of a team leading up to the Super Bowl? I mean, week 1, people are talking about them winning the ship. And what happens? Dusty, crusty, old fucking Tom Brady.
Oh, Tommy B, baby.
Tommy B. And I sent you that meme the other day. It was like, with every fiber and atom of my existence, I hate you, but I respect the hell out of you. I mean, we're never going to see this again. A guy that comes in and in 10 appearances in the Super Bowl wins 7 of them. 7 of them. But, I mean, what was it? Is there too much pressure on Mahomes? Was it I mean, what do you attribute? I mean, first of all, let's talk about. I don't know how much of a difference this would have made, but the Kansas City Chiefs had 2 tackles that were out for this game.
Oh, that made a huge difference.
But can you say those starters weren't going to run into a lot of the same issues? A lot of those sacks came off the edge, though, so I guess probably. Huh?
Yeah, you could really see how Tampa, like, their whole game plan, they only blitzed, I think it was 3 or 4 times the entire game, and they just let their front 4 work. And if their front 4 doesn't get pressure, you have to think, like, a lot of those big plays are probably they're not able to double Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, underneath and over the top, kind of sandwich them. And then and they didn't have a running game. I don't know. Clyde Edwards-Helaire did not look like the Clydesdale everyone's been calling him.
Clydesdale, very nice.
You like that?
If there's ever a slot for like a goofy name generator guy, because there's always the announcers are always like using this weird ass nicknames, like like if you listen to Mike Greenberg on Get Up in the mornings, he's never calling somebody by their name. It's always their nickname, or like he calls Ryan Clark RC for the entire show. Like so if Greenberg could just have like a little earpiece with your nicknames on the inside there, like, oh, call him Clydesdale, call him Clydesdale. I'm sure that would be fantastic.
Just for your knowledge, do you know what within the betting world what they called Joe Burrow?
The king that was promised.
No, backdoor Burrow, because he always like hit the spread in the last couple minutes of the game. I was like, that is fantastic.
Well, backdoor Burrow is back on his feet now. He's been doing some drills, it sounds like, which is good because without Joey B, you guys are right back into the dumpster fire that you guys were. Now, I mean, if the predictions are correct, you guys are going to go out, get some offensive linemen, and you guys are probably still going to be in the same situation that you're in. But, I mean, is AJ done? Is AJ Green done there? Or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're talking about how he's projected to sign with the Chiefs for like a league minimum deal. Yeah, if he returns even half of what he was, if you want a career resurgence, go let Patty Mahomes throw you the ball.
And that's the thing, like, okay, so you got to imagine he's at the end of his career then. He'll sign a team-friendly deal for a year or 2, and then he'll retire after that, likely what's going to be the case. If that is the case, good for the Chiefs. Go ahead and hand it to him now, unless Tom Brady decides to do what he does and show up. And I mean, they weren't even relevant early, like probably up till mid-season.
Yeah, you know what? scratch that because
They were like 7-5.
The Bucks are going to probably lose Chris Godwin this year, which they're not going to pay him the shit ton of money he probably wants. I think it's Chris Godwin, yeah. So what if they old Tommy B's like, you know what, AJ, why don't you come over here and play for us? And they got AJ, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Gronk, just this field of misfits out there. That offense could be, not bad.
I have also heard there's another team in the mix, and I can't remember. Man, I was just watching it this morning. That's in for Carson Wentz, and I hope that's the route that happens.
Bears and Colts.
Bingo, Bears and Colts.
Yep.
That's it. Because it also sounds like there's potential that Bears trade up to get Mac Jones. I would not hate that.
I don't think they'll have to trade up for him. I think he'll be there in the second or third round for you guys because they're not projecting him to go in the first round. So,
well, I'm a little gun shy after any of the last first round picks that we've taken. So if it's a second or third, then so be it.
Well, you guys haven't had first round picks in 4 years, so 3 years. So I mean,
yeah, look at the production Khalil Mack's had the past couple of years. So,
what would be your plan to fix the quarterback situation? Do you stick with Foles? Do you let Trubisky have it? Do you trade for one of these vet guys? Do you go out and you say, you know what, Dak? You know what, Dallas going to give you 40. We going to give you 50.
I don't think we have 50. Well, here's the thing. If we go out and we get someone for 40, 50 mil, bye-bye Allen Robinson. You can throw that concept right out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Ideally, because here's the thing. Our defense is going to be blown up within the next 2 years probably, so you have to win now. You have to get a veteran in, and you have to win now.
Andy Dalton to the Gusty City.
Listen,
Gusty
dude,
Town Brown Bears.
If you don't think that I'm getting an Andy Dalton jersey swinging through Chicago, you're out of your fucking mind. There's no way I don't do that. There's no way that doesn't happen.
You'd be walking down the street, that'd be like, Andy.
Now, I don't hate that idea.
Yeah.
I don't hate that idea. I forget there was a couple other free agents they talked about potentially going to the Bears, but none of them come to mind right now. So let's move past it. That's one of our whiskey clicks. The other whiskey click, if you'll bear me 1 second here, that I want to show is this. Okay? So, and Cody Kolsky was talking about this on Facebook. That's how I happened to come across it. However, can we talk about what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is? Because if Jay-Z does have a rock and roll album, I would like to listen to it because that is intriguing to me. However, not just him. It's not just, Mary J. Blige was nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. LL Cool J was nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So where are the lines blurring between genres to the point where, let's just call it the Music Hall of Fame then. Like if this is what we're going to do, let's call it the Music Hall of Fame. I don't really understand why.
Well, is there like a pop Hall of Fame or like a rap Hall of Fame? Like does that exist?
That's a good question.
And then the other thing I have to say is look at all the and I'm taking us back to sports because it's what I know, but look at all the sports Hall of Fames. I don't know about baseball, but for the NFL, it's getting very diluted. It's like, oh, okay, this guy, like Phillip Rivers, did he really do anything that special for the game? But they're considering him for the Hall of Fame. It's like, why are we even having that discussion? He never, he made it once to the championship round, but never super. I don't know. He was nothing special.
And yeah, and that's the thing too. But at least the thing is, they contributed to that sport in some way, shape, or form. For me, Phillip Rivers, his mentality. I know you've seen the videos of the way he trash talks and
absolutely
how passionate he is for the game. So in the respect of him, I would I would almost say you put him in as an ambassador of the game, not as a player. You put him in as an ambassador for the game. So maybe you kind of change a little bit the verbiage or the wording of why they're there,
right?
So that it's not a designation of a player versus you don't deem them just they're going into the Hall of Fame as a player, so that you actually put them in and
because my understanding for any Hall of Fame is people in Hall of Fame are like what's the word, like immortalized, something like that. But
immortal, not immoralized. That means
whatever. They're engraved in the sport. When people think about that sport or that Hall of Fame, they think about these people because they changed either the way people think about it, how it works, how just changed, revolutionized the game, did something, or with I don't know. I didn't know Jay-Z did rock and roll stuff. So I mean, like, how can How can he be there?
Well, here's the thing: he didn't. He doesn't. And as far as I know, that's the case. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of political debate you can get into as well.
You know what? Just take it out. You know what? Just take it out. You can't hit the Hall of Fame till you're dead.
I don't hate that. I think less people would probably argue where you should be if you're already dead.
Right. Less recency bias.
Yeah. However, I mean, maybe he's in there as a producer. I don't know if he's done production but again, let's put different categories in for the Hall of Fame. Whether even football, baseball, it doesn't matter. If you go in as a manager, if you go in as a player, if you go in as a coach, if you go in as a producer or artist, whatever, just really define it. I don't know. That's my whiskey clicks for the day. I do actually. StreamYard, which is the platform that we use, has added this new little thing that we can share video clips. So I want to do a nice little, in case you missed it. So I want to pull up one of the video clips that from when we had DJ Sweat on.
DJ Sweat!
To be able to share for you guys in case you missed it. So let's check it out. Oh, this is nice. We get to side by side.
There's a little love situation going on with Rod and Papa Steele. Rod is actually going to do a calendar, just a yearly calendar of let's call them professional pictures, if you will.
Love the glasses.
For Papa Steele, probably coming in the 2022 year now, since we're almost 2 months. We're on the second month coming up here. So, do you have any suggestions? It seems like it's going to be well received. I think Papa Steele will in fact enjoy the gift. Do you have any concepts or ideas that you'd like to throw out? Maybe for his birthday's in October, so let's really hammer that month. Is there anything you think?
Well, right offhand, and I hope Kathy doesn't get to see this, but right offhand, I do. I do have a picture of Papa Steele as Prince on one Halloween night. He's got on some purple assless chaps. So
I'm gonna need to Photoshop that into the calendar.
He looks like I'm sorry, guys. He looks like a leprechaun.
That could hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
That's my best idea that I have.
So okay, let's build on that. Rod,
okay.
You're on all fours. We Photoshop Papa Steele in
There's a very cringe-worthy moment here.
Okay.
Like a unicorn.
Like a unicorn.
Look at DJ Sway. He don't know what to say. That was awesome. You really went all in that.
So,
beautiful.
Which, by the way, StreamYard, kudos for doing that. That's pretty slick. We'll be able to do some, in case you missed it, from now on.
That's why I've been getting back in the gym, Papa Steele. Just saying. Been working on them deep squats.
Okay.
And let's see. And cheers.
That's my dad. No. First of all, that I kind of want to spotlight too that I'm glad we've had all the guests that we've had on so far.
Oh yeah.
Which, excuse me. Which leads me to my next point. So we've talked time and time again about being supportive for the military and being there for our guys. So we finally went ahead and created a shirt. This is our "We Stand With You" line. So the front side, real nice. Oh yeah, look at that. And this is the 3/4 because you tried to give me shit.
I didn't mean to send that.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
But on the back side, we have the "We Stand With You" with our soldier #IOM. We've got.
Oh shit! I didn't even see that. That's nice.
We've got our CBD Brothers logo there as well. My cousin asked me, said, "Hey, why you guys put pot plants?" It's like, well, it's hemp, but I'm pretty sure they did just use a pot plant logo. Oh God. No, but those guys have been with us day one. Our CBD Brothers USA.
That's right.
Not to be mixed up with CBD Brothers Europe. I don't know actually where it's at.
I think it's UK or something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. So CBDBrothersUSA.com. And I know those guys echo the same sentiment as we do. And I realize I use the term or the phrase "echo the same sentiment" a lot more than I probably should, but it's just such a good fucking phrase. Instead of like they agree with us, they echo the same sentiment. But so they are still running their promotion, Idiots on Mic. Go to their website, snag that coupon code, copy, paste, put it in there, get it done. I still didn't put the thing in the description like I said I was going to on last episode, but that's okay because we don't need to talk about it. Let me pull up their website here. It's nice, easy to use. If you have questions, you're able to reach out to them. Go talk to those guys. Get your variety in products. Whether it's the tincture, whether it's the salve. They've got different pills and stuff too. Whether for melatonin. Look at that.
Look how professional their site looks too. That is phenomenal.
I know. And they got like little hand and foot models here. They got look at this. Ooh,
that ain't one of the Steve's hands. They got hands. That's a good looking hand. You know what I mean? Like that's not.
This looks like a mangled bear paw.
Yeah.
That's their hand. But so like I said, they've got capsules, they've got gummies, they've got tinctures, oils. Oh, look at that. You got a little feisty fucker at home? Drop it in his food, knock him out.
Prefer trank darts.
Oh, trank darts, yeah, for certain dogs like Mac, like my dog. Absolute monster. Absolute monster. So like I said, head over to their website, cbdbrothersusa.com, code idiots on mic. If it doesn't look like what you guys just saw, you're probably on the UK website.
That's right.
What else? I do have a dad joke for you today, bud.
What you got?
I want to get this. I need to pull it up. This is I'm such a dad joke stir because I literally have to go back and find the joke to read it to you because I don't want to that seems like such a dad joke thing to even do in the first place. But 100 years ago, everyone owned a horse and only the rich had cars. Today, everyone has cars and only the rich own horses. The stables have turned.
I saw that one as well.
I hate you so much. Just when I think I have something original and funny, and you're kind of a piece of shit for that, dude. That
all right.
That actually really hurt my feelings. Oh, the other thing we need to talk about before we get into our questions.
What we got?
So on this show, I asked you if you would go streaking across a football field for $1 million and the chance to shake Andy Dalton's hand, you said yes, you would do it for even less. And I think we got it all the way. I think we got it down to like 100,000 or so, right? Mm-hmm. Something like that was the agreement. There was a gentleman who placed a bet on himself that he would go streaking. This man ended up making $375,000. Okay. The only thing he lost was the $1,000 to pay the fine. So in this scenario that we came up with, this is exactly what we talked about. Oh, $1 million. What's the fine? Couple thousand, couple grand, whatever. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll pay that. No big deal. You spend probably maybe a night in jail, and that's the worst that happens to you. It has come into fruition. This is a true story now. This actually happened at the Super Bowl. And Tom Brady was not the only one swinging dick in front of Patrick Mahomes, apparently. What do you think? I mean, this guy just lived out your fantasy. Is this something, do you envy this man, or?
I find it hard to believe that there's a bookie somewhere who's like, yeah, if there's a streaker, we'll take the odds on that. And then he ends up doing it. It's like, I don't know. But you know what? Hey, $300 and some $1,000, I'd do it.
Seems like that.
He didn't fully streak. All right, he still had the suit on. You know.
I don't know. I missed it. I stopped watching into the fourth quarter because he's getting. I didn't want to see Patty Mahomes just go through that, man. It's weird because Patrick Mahomes is shoved in our face just as much as Tom Brady is, except he does it through commercials. Obviously, still like ESPN and stuff like that. But he's in a lot of different commercials, whether it's Head and Shoulders or State
Head and Shoulders.
Yeah, all that stuff. However, I still mind it much less than I do Tom Brady being shoved in my face. Is there a reason for that?
I don't know. Tom Brady's never been I don't think he's done commercials before, has he?
He did that. He did one commercial. Well, they were in Tampa, so it was pretty warm.
If you don't do it on a warm day, you got 6 more weeks of winter, bud.
Yeah. That is, you know what? I'm glad he's here to remind me what the show's really all about.
Brady hater, yeah, you are.
That is adequate dick energy. Mama Steele, thank you for joining in on the show today. Brady hater, yes, absolutely, and I think this is the reason why. And hopefully, I can get this meme to myself in time as the show's going on. But the reason for that is just the way you see his demeanor on the field. Like, it just seems like he talks down to people, doesn't it? Like, it just seems like he's kind of an asshole. Like, you overheard him. Like, they talked about this on Pat McAfee. You overheard him saying to his players, basically, be bigger, stronger, and faster. Be like, if you can be Julio Jones, be Julio Jones. If not, you guys suck ass.
That's the formula to getting 7 rings, dog.
I guess. Like, I understand you have to have that mentality. I understand there's like, you have to be like a dog amongst dogs. Like, you have to go there and show up and ball out. But when it's the guys that you are battling with against the enemy, probably not something you go around.
Well, I mean, look, I bet he's not saying that stuff in Tampa. I mean, look what he's surrounded with. Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, Mike Evans. The list goes on and on. What was he surrounded with in New England? Friggin' high school players.
I think who was like the last good player there? Edelman, maybe.
Yeah, Edelman. I mean, he only really had one elite receiver his entire time in New England. That was Randy Moss for 2 years. And you saw what happened.
Yeah, they broke all sorts of records that year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Brady hater. I don't know, like, kind of proud of that, actually. Like, Me and probably millions of other people. But anyways, let's move past it. I am a Brady hater. Last thing I want to get to before we get into our questions, I just found this before the show. So President's Day is coming up, right? Fairly soon. I don't know. I'm pretty uncultured about when the exact day is. However, this just popped up. This is a tuft of Washington's locks are going up for auction. Now, who's going to confirm? How do we confirm that this is George
DNA
Washington?
testing. I don't know.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
Right, you have to have an existing database of George Washington's hair. So, first of all, if that's the case, DNA technology is fairly young still, probably from the 70s or 80s on, probably. And that was very primitive stuff early on. Now you talk about what it is today. So we probably don't have that technology. And I don't know who exactly has stated, let's see, JFK's Harvard sweater. Listen, let's not, okay? Let's not, JFK's Harvard sweater is going up for auction. That's pretty neat. How about the fact that the guy got his brains fucking blown out in a convertible I think it was in Houston, wasn't it?
Okay. I don't know. The whole
Dallas.
Why would you want to own that? Are you going to sniff it? What's the deal there?
Well, I think the hope is that you breed another great leader. So we're starting to have the technology to be able to clone things, right?
Oh, I bet we already do.
You have DNA from arguably one of the greatest leaders in American history. Do you go ahead and you clone that? Next thing you bring him up in modern times too.
Listen. We cross his DNA with this man on the screen right here, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And we get an absolute stud of a man.
we hold on. Adequate. There's no longer adequate energy.
No, it's huge.
We create arguably the most dangerous apex predator that has ever come to be on the planet. And he probably fights everything from bears to communism.
Yeah,
I had to guess.
Yeah. Sorry, Putin, you're going down. He just gives up. He just quits. He's like, damn. Has the motherland stepped out of line recently? Do we need to remind them? Do we need to remind Great Britain of what took place years ago? We'll fucking do it, man. Well, apparently CBD Brothers USA needs to with this UK CBD Brothers. You know what? We need to show them a little 1776. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just whip it out, put it on the table, man. Let's let them know. I also found this was the meme I was trying to show as well. It's this guy just perched up, leg Captain Morgan style on a cash register or a cashier's counter at a gas station, and he's leaning in. The cashier says, "Would you like to buy a Powerball ticket?" He's got on these beautiful American flag pants, and he looks in and he says, I already hit the lotto, babe. I was born in the U.S. of A.
That's right. First of all, I want to address the comments here for a minute. I don't know who this is. Do you know who this is?
I have no idea. No.
You have no idea. You know what? We should be. Computer viruses are a real thing. That could totally happen. But you know what? I feel like I'm immune. We're good to go. We're good to go. I got antivirus on my computer. We'll be all right.
Yeah. That's what the So we are starting to get into the Twitch world. It's a whole new world for us. I have no idea what it's like. It might be the most wild place on the internet. We're going to find out. We're starting to finally get some interaction through there. And
hey, that's what.
So thank you, Alex, for tuning in with us, and thank you for the advice. I will make sure next time to
That's right.
I'll make sure next time to wear a mask when we're in complete different states. So my first question for you, Rod, we're finally getting into the questions. First question for you. If you had multiple personalities, what would some of the others be? And I love this question because I always think of Split with James McAvoy, where he's like, my favorite character or personality of his in that movie is when he's like a 6-year-old kid. And it is the most hilarious thing ever. I'll have to see if I can find clips for it that we can show for next episode. But he's sitting there talking. He kisses the one girl and he goes, "I think you're pregnant now." and then in the very next scene, he's like this tight-laced, he's got a button-up, a tie, glasses. He's like this middle-aged guy. And he has like OCD about cleaning stuff. So I find that pretty wild. First of all, kudos to James McAvoy for that role. But I'd like to think that most of my other personalities are children or adolescents because I know my entire mental state as a whole, and a majority of it is of a younger generation.
See, now I think our leaders actually saw that, and they were like, "Oh God, people can get pregnant by kissing. Make them wear a mask," and that's why we wear masks now. So that's
yeah. You might be right. You might be honest. Now they're coming out saying wear 2 masks, wear 3 masks.
Hey, if doubling up on condoms don't work, then I ain't doubling up on masks. That's all I'm saying. I feel like it puts me more at risk for something. I don't know what.
Lack of oxygen, maybe one. I don't know.
Trust me, there's one brain cell left in here. I got to get it all the oxygen I can.
That thing's turning blue when you put 2 masks on. That's wild. What do you got? Is there anybody in particular? Like, is there a certain?
So, this is a story from back in the days when I was working with the Navy. My buddies, whenever I'd hit a point when I was drinking, and I would get to the point where I was blackout drunk, they would tell me like my personality and everything changed. And they called that guy Rodney. So I had one friend in particular. I don't know if he's coming to the wedding. He's actually out in Texas.
Hey.
I think he's coming to the wedding, but he would get drinking. He would start drinking with me, and he'd be like, "All right, we're getting Rodney out tonight." There we go. That's a different guy, but they've tried to get Rodney out, and Rodney has some interesting stories to tell.
So similar situation, junior year of college. When I got super drunk, it was Steely, and granted, not my favorite because because first of all, that's a little play on steel. There's an E on the end. Some people pronounce it Steely. That's not right. However, we rolled with it because when I was drunk, I didn't give an absolute shit. Anyways, so that was kind of the thing going forward. Andrew somehow became OJ. We literally saw him drinking orange juice. Now let me just play on or really express the dumbness, the idiocy of men. Okay. We didn't have a nickname for Andrew. Okay. One morning, he just happens to be drinking orange juice. And from there on out, he was OJ in the apartment. Like, that's all it took. So, granted, blackout drunk Andrew did not happen very often. But when it did, he was puking his fucking brains out the next day.
I'm drinking a little bit of that Irish Rose, huh?
A little bit, like the whole bottle, yeah. I don't know what prompted him. I've never really seen him drunk before that, other than maybe one other time. And you know what? Kudos to him. I don't think he listens to the show, but Andrew, if you're listening, first of all, congratulations. He's going to be having a baby girl.
Yeah.
In the next couple months. So congratulations to him and his lovely wife. Mike and Gail will be having a baby something come April. We don't know yet. So that's exciting. You got your wedding coming, dude. This is wild. I'm gonna be drunk for all.
Give me the screen.
All of it.
Give me the screen. I want the screen.
All right.
Give me the screen. Give me the screen.
Screen is yours.
There was one man. He was single, lost in this world. And then he found his woman, your co-host, Matty Ice, now engaged. How's it feel, buddy?
Well, let me tell you something. First and foremost, thank you for that. That was very fantastic. You know what? I'm gonna give me the screen here. Yes, that is true. I recently got engaged last weekend. Actually, came home from a trip. I had the ring for about a week or so, and I told myself, you know what? Luck be a lady, and I'm going to ask Luck to marry me. And sure enough, she said yes. And yeah, the rest is going to be history. We have, I did not realize she's going around asking her friends, you know, when should we start planning the wedding? And they're like, you should have been doing that already. So yeah, we've already started doing that. It's a wild process so far. I'm excited for it. I kind of want to let her do the stuff. And
smart.
Yeah, and not here's the thing. Like, I don't care what everything looks like as long as we can afford it. I really don't give a shit what the wedding ends up being like, because all of that stuff doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I just want to be able to get drunk with family and friends, you know. That's all I want to do.
Hey, that's the $10,000 party just to get drunk with family and friends.
and that's the thing. Like, Pop still thinks I'm a smart man. By the way, he doesn't say that very often. He didn't actually start hugging me until I moved out of the house and everything.
I think he hugged me first. Like
I think he did too. I think you're right. I think he might have. Like you just go back and you think about it. But you know,
hey,
hey, guys can have daddy issues too.
That's why we're friends.
That's what. Whoa!
Whoa!
You have issues with my dad because you guys, you have that. Well, not issues. You guys have the.
That absolutely. We're having margs at the wedding. It's gonna be good.
So yeah. Okay. You said margs. Let's talk about what this really is. So Mama Steele likes to do this thing where she makes a mean margarita, very tasty margarita. If you can taste it beyond the amount of salt she cakes onto the rim. And it's like, just shards of.
To be completely fair, the whole reason that she had your dad buy the house was that it was actually built on top of a salt mine. So in the basement, you go down, it's just salt wall to wall. And she goes down there when she gets her salteria and just with a pickaxe chips some off of there. And, it just sticks to the glass and, what, calls it a day.
Yeah, that is actually accurate. So the walls of our basement are getting wider and wider because they are made of salt, and we're slowly just chipping away to the point where we might be in the neighbor's basement here soon. I hope the neighbors are okay with that. We'll invite them over for saltaritas as we continue on, but it's
quit your bitching.
Yeah, I know. It's like that's really what it boils down to. Anyways, I do have another personality. I think back on Nick Miller from New Girl on this one, where he's like, I feel like I finally aged into my personality where he's like, he's an old man trapped in a younger man's body, and I know there is a salt mine, which I guess
hey,
Mama Steele loves this personality. He's like a salt mine worker for about 30 years of his life, and he comes out and he's just pissed off at the world and technology's too much and all this stuff, which is funny because we do a lot with technology here. I definitely have that personality within me too. I know you do too.
As I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to get my headphones to work up here, I'm like,
I know, yeah. So before the show was about 10 minutes of Rod just going, say something now.
I
Say something now. Nope, still can't hear you. Are you muted? Are you muted? We got through it though. We're here.
Absolutely.
We're here. We're performing. We're continuing on. Life goes on, man. Maybe some new headphones. I don't know.
I'm going to get another drink. So if you got any house cleaning stuff, get her done.
Ooh, I don't know that I have house cleaning stuff. I wish you would have told me this before you were going to put me on the spot. So now's a good opportunity to thank everyone who does listen. I know I usually do it at the end. We'll do it now so I don't sound like a broken record. If you get 45 minutes in, you find this instead of skipping to the end like a lot of people probably do. We thank you guys greatly, and especially I want to double down on the shirt we just created, especially our veterans. So thank you to those. And let that be passed even further to first responders and frontliners as well. It's not we stand with you. We stand with you all. Now we decided to go with something that is geared towards military because we do have a lot of military supporters. We had Brian on. He's a veteran. We had Steve on. He's a veteran.
Bryce.
Bryce. Yeah, we had Bryce on. DJ Sweat.
Sweat.
So we thank you all for all that you've done. And again, I've got friends and family who are in law enforcement now. We thank you as well. Don't feel like you guys aren't being heard or seen. We absolutely thank you guys as well. We have friends and family in the medical field as well, which is a wild time. It's a wild world to be in now. So thank you all who are a part of that as well. And I think so. You really put me on the spot there. I didn't have anything for housekeeping. I did all my housekeeping early on. I'll save it from now on. But let's get into our next question, okay?
Let's do it.
If you were a robot, would you want to become a sentient robot? Think of like Westworld, or if you watch that Ex Machina movie where they actually fully understand that they are robots.
Oh, absolutely. I'd want to know like what are all of my capabilities? Like, can I be upgraded? Can I hack shit? Like what's not this useless piece of flesh anymore.
You just go like it's one of those movies where you just like put your finger on a laptop and you're just like, I'm in, and you just have all the knowledge from that laptop just by touching it. I think you're right. Like, you have to know, right? But what if you're programmed to only understand so much? Like, that would suck. Like, what if you're programmed to not understand upgrades, so you never even ask that question? The only answer you have is that you are a robot.
Well, I went my whole life thinking I was human to this point, right? And then someone told me I was a robot. I would go find someone who knew robot shit. I'm going up to Elon being like, dude, I know you're an alien, but look how much we've advanced here. Here, hook me up, dog.
I know your technology is greater than our technology, so you've seen this before. Can you make me the apex predator like the George Washington?
Show me what you got. I'll settle for the Terminator. Only if I sound like Arnold, though.
I feel, yeah. So they download different voice for you. That would be pretty fantastic. You know what? Yeah. I was kind of on the fence, but even if I could just like change my voice and change some of my capabilities, like I think I would want to know.
Oh, absolutely.
I would want to know. I'd be like, I would certainly test what the physical capabilities of my robot body would be. I'd be like, then can you guys delete the programming to make me feel pain? Because I tweaked my shoulder earlier, dude. I don't know if you've noticed it. Like, I've barely been turning my neck this whole time. Can you turn those receptors off? Because that's bullshit, dude. If you want to make me feel like a human and go through all this pain, then I should have just been a human. But I'm not. I'm a robot. Get rid of that shit. I don't want it.
You hear stories about people, lifting cars in moments of distress, stuff like that. What if they're just short circuiting? What if it's just a glitch and they're able to pick it up then?
What if in the simulation that we're in,
which we are,
they change the density of the car to make it lighter instead of you stronger?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Or what if they temporarily change your attributes so that you are stronger? Flip it over.
Good point.
Only if you call me mama, though. You ever seen... I think it's like Spaceman or Rocket Man or something like that. It's an older movie. It's basically like a spoof space movie. And so they're no. If Hondo was watching, he would know exactly what movie I'm talking about. I don't think he's watching.
Shabadoo.
I tried to work this out too late. And actually, by too late, I mean I didn't actually officially ask him to come on the show, but hopefully we're going to have Hondo on, which it turns out he's in the mountains right now anyways, because he's that kind of guy. Like, actually, you know what? It is actually Hondo's birthday. So Hondo, if you happen to catch this, bud, happy birthday. We appreciate you, man. It was good to see you last week.
For our viewers who don't know who Hondo is, we went to high school with him. He played baseball with you, all that good stuff. He does stuff with animals, right? He works at a zoo, I think. And in his meantime, he doesn't really work out, but he doesn't need to. He starts off his morning at 6 a.m. He goes out, he boxes a kangaroo. Then he goes wrestles an orangutan, and then you know what? If he's got time left in his day, he ends it with a little cheetah race. So.
And wins. Wins.
Yeah. I heard they got a new cheetah, though, so he's going to give him a run for his money.
Ooh. That's why I don't play poker in the jungle, though, right?
All them cheetahs.
I hate how excited I hate how excited you get for that. Yeah, so the way we describe him, though, if you can imagine Adam Sandler and put him in a fit person's body, but still act like Adam Sandler, then that's exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get the product that is Hondo. So happy birthday, buddy. That's my shout out for the day. And yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about now. Dude, you got me all sidetracked about Hondo.
See, it's that 8 beer. It's getting to you, man.
This 8th Wonder, it is pretty good. Not my favorite. It's not my favorite. It's good. But as I was reading the description, I think this is why I don't like it. And it is traditional German style Hefeweizen, which I do like Hefeweizens.
Right.
Well balanced, refreshing wheat beer with prominent aromas of banana and clove. So probably the part I don't like, if I had to guess. However, not bad. So
the fuck's a clove?
I don't know, dude. I always think garlic clove, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing with that? And Papa Steele, if you're listening, so for Christmas, I got him a home brewing kit so he can craft his own beers if he wants. Don't put aromas of banana and clove in it. You'll just miss the mark.
Tastes like buttholes.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Put them in there. Maybe that's what you're into. I don't know.
Yeah.
But also, if you need other home brewing things, go ahead and check out Barley Hopsters. Brian was on with us before. He's got a boatload of stuff. I need to make it over there soon. I was going to this weekend, got caught up with a few things, and
yeah, I was going to this weekend as well. I got engaged on last Thursday, so did not happen to make it over there.
That's right. Woo!
Yeah, that's what I appreciate about you, bud. But one thing too that I'm glad you brought that up, and So when we spotlight our you laughing at Papa Steele?
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying no to. Your comment or mine, but either way, it's funny.
So when we spotlight some of the veterans that we work with on the show, we've talked with, we've dealt with, and everything. One thing that's pretty cool is we're able to put our episode on Bonfire of our conversation with Brian from Barley Hop.
Oh, that's sick.
By the way, if you missed it, he actually recorded from the bar that day, which was incredible to be a part of. Hopefully we can do it on site one time and knock back. Now, I'm proud of him. He texted us and he was like, dude, I've been pre-gaming. And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. And I was like, man, I just got on top of him a little bit, didn't it?
So there he's pouring a beer. Doing great, fellas.
No, but I'm really glad that he could be a part of the show. We could have him on. Let me ask my last question for you. I have two kind of weird questions at the end here, but let me ask our last serious question. If you were actually if you were actually in a coma and your entire life was a dream, would you want to know?
See,
like, what if they can Inception send someone in and be like, "Hey, bud, this is all bullshit."
There's another theory that's going around. The moment right before you die, your mind slows down to the point where you actually just replay all the events in your life. So
I think that's just a ploy to make people not scared to die.
Well, I mean, you at some point, right? Like, do you just rewind? Do you I mean, it's still fucking terrifying. But no, yeah, I'd want to know.
I think I would too, because it's like it. Now you haven't watched WandaVision at all yet, so that's
absolutely not. Don't ruin it.
See, here's the problem that I have with you. Okay, is there are 20-minute episodes. I know full fucking well you can carve out 20 minutes out of your day to watch an episode.
Listen. I got the homeworks. I got the Pokemons. I recently got Robin Hood. I got to look at stocks.
Let me stop you right there. By the way, you're doing well. So
yeah, I'm up $80 in a week.
I'm good. This whole thing is not a fluke. The stock market really is changing.
Yeah, that's or the horseshoe up my ass. I try not to move much so I don't dislodge it.
Yeah. That horseshoe, bud. I'll tell you what.
I
think my luck's starting to turn as well. I really do.
Good start to 2021, dog.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Okay. You have to know. You have to know, though, right? I mean, would you hate being in a dream? I mean, is that the worst thing in the world now?
No, because then I would take more risks and I would do weird shit. Like, I don't know, I'd do a lot more stuff that I'd be like, okay, none of this matters, so let's figure it out.
Yeah, that would be pretty slick. And just to know, I could literally turn over there and be like, that wall is now made out of nachos. And then it turns into nachos and I just go fucking eat it. Like,
what about this? Would you rather, not would you rather, but would you want to know if, say, everyone on Earth is actually in a coma and they're in this, they're dreaming, but it's actually a simulation created by aliens. You're alive, but this life.
So while they're running tests on us,
real Rick and Morty situation here, bud.
While they're running tests on us, they're putting us in basically a coma state.
Yeah.
Where
random aches and pains. That's just the Prodneo shit.
Wow. See, I don't know. I don't want to buy into that whole conspiracy because then I'm going to be like, oh, I'm not going to go get this checked out. And then I die because it's something there's something actually wrong with me. But I don't want to go too far into that theory, but that is a good theory. That is a good theory. It's almost like they just plugged into our brain and they're playing a video game, right?
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
See, here's
maybe we're just a big thing of Sims. You know what I mean?
Well, our communication abilities are already better than Sims because if you've ever played that game, it's like
okay, fair enough. All right,
that's how they talk. Maybe this is like if they have that technology, let's be honest, they can change the speech patterns and everything. So possibly, we just keep coming back to this. We get away from it, and then we come back to it. We get away from it, and then we come back to it. So
this is definitely at our Twitch. Is it Twitch? Twitch now?
Twitch.
At our Twitch follower. If we have any Twitch followers at this point, listen. What do you think happens? Are you dead? Are we in a simulation? Like what do you think happens? Are aliens real? Paranormal exist? You know what? Tell us your opinion.
Yeah. But if you know shit, please tell us. Like that's not. It's not
absolutely.
That is. Yeah. So yeah, we finally burst onto the Twitch scene with our friend Alex now.
That's right.
So yeah, we would like to know, and we would like to understand it, and I need to really scour the internet. Maybe that's what I'll do for next episode. Maybe we just need another big aliens exclusive episode, to where we can scour the internet and find some of those documents that have been released since then.
How about this? You and I, we both come up with 3 unexplainable happenings on Earth, and we present. We give a little show and tell action, huh? We talk about it, discuss it back and forth.
I like that. Yeah. So
yeah,
just within the past couple months, there's been monoliths that have kind of popped up. I mean, are we talking Stonehenge? Is that something we could talk about?
Sure. I mean, I'm gonna dive a little deeper, but yeah, I mean, give it a whirl. Give us the rundown, and that'd be a good episode. I think that would really capture our audience.
I think so too. I think there's a lot that's the beauty. So I'm gonna do it. I don't know the exact quote that P.T. Barnum uses in The Greatest Showman. You still haven't watched it, I'm sure.
No, I haven't.
You're kind of a piece of shit like that.
Watching the 100 right now. I ain't got time.
What is your problem? So you have time to watch WandaVision.
Here's the thing. You don't hit me in between shows. There's 7 seasons of the 100, so you got about a month. So then tell me again.
Okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to pause the 100 for 20 minutes.
Absolutely not. Can't do it.
I can't. But so to P.T. Barnum's credit, he says people fall in love with the macaw, or they fall in love with things that can't be explained, or weird, or oddities. He basically created a nicer word for kind of what other people saw as freak shows. He saw as extraordinary in some way, shape, or form, which is kind of what we're trying to do, is bring to light some of this weird shit, this kind of freak show stuff. And it's not people in particular, which is nice because
that's a whole nother Walmart story right there.
Yeah, we forget that there was an entire generation of people of Walmart.com or whatever it was, where it was just photographs of the weirdest fucking people that you can find in Walmart. There's a bunch of ass cracks hanging out of pajama pants, and you know what? But who knows? Maybe they got some hidden talents that maybe that's a little diamond in the rough situation, but you definitely have to know. You have to know being in a state. All right. My last 2 questions for you. They're kind of quick hitters. First question: are there female leprechauns?
Gotta be.
Why do you think that?
Because there are more leprechauns all the time.
Yeah, but they're magic. Can they just not produce more leprechauns?
Well, I mean, you could assume so, but I mean, once the leprechaun becomes a certain age, he gets gray hair. I mean, Mama Steel had you, so I mean, I'm just saying.
I thought you were going to call Papa Steel at you.
I don't think you're. I think you're only a half breed though. I think Mama Steel was more like a maybe like a witch or something. But Papa Steel, he was full leprechaun.
Mama Steel was Polish. That's why I turned stuff to the left-hand side to tighten it. If we had a Polish following, it's gone now.
Yeah, the 0.1%. It's gone.
Now, listen. I'm glad you say that because we do. I want to pull this up. I don't look at Anchor as much as I used to, which is nice because I was obsessing over this for a while. However, I would love to call out the listenership that we have on Anchor. So anybody who listens on like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, any of the other ones, Overcast, there's a whole bunch of them.
Wherever normal people listen to the podcast.
It collects a demographic, and so don't freak out, people who do listen to it on any one of those, because it's a very simple demographic. So we have, granted, 97%, yeah, that is a very, very large percentage is from the States. However, at one point or another, people have listened from Germany, Ireland, Russia, Canada, the U.S. Virgin Islands. That one doesn't count. That was my dad as he was flying to the Virgin Islands. United Kingdom, Israel, and Australia. So if any of you, wait, there's more. And Austria. So if any of you guys are catching this at the end of our episode, if you came across it once or you're coming across it again, whatever, thank you guys for listening. Or perhaps
absolutely.
Perhaps you accidentally clicked on it, realized it's not a language that you guys even speak, and then that was kind of it for you. If that's the case, if you happen to accidentally click on this again, you make it this far, kudos to you guys. Thank you again. Kudos.
You know what? If you're from Australia and you're watching this, please DM Matty Ice or myself or the Facebook page and let us know. We want to get you on the show to talk about how deadly everything is there and how tough you got to be to live there. Because, you know, from here, we think everything's got to kill you, you know. Up in the northern states, everything dies in the winter. So,
and also and also for Rod and I, if you happen to be from Ireland and still listening to this, let us know because that is the homeland for us. So we'd love to get some stories from you. If we have to do some weird late night weekend episode so we can actually get you on the show even.
Absolutely.
We'll figure it out. We would love to figure something like that out and have someone from a different country come on the show and have a conversation with us. So kudos to everybody who's listened. Obviously, again, 97% from the States there, but collective 3% is like another 10 countries or so.
That's right. That means there's 3 other people listening from other countries.
Yeah. Of the 100 people that listen, 3 are from other countries. No. Okay. So you just assume there's female leprechauns because they procreate. That's what happens.
Absolutely.
I don't have a pot of gold. I know you've asked me.
That's because you're only half. So
that's right.
Papa Steel's got a pot of gold though.
You think so?
Yep. When you spend it all, your hair turns gray. So.
I had a follow-up question before I get into the next question. Actually, okay. When you ate Lucky Charms as a kid, did you only eat the horseshoes?
That's
how one happened to get lodged in your ass.
Pretty sure I just ate magnets as a kid. It just worked its way up there. Oh, that's beautiful.
You just have Papa Steel not happy with previous comments. So you ate magnets and the horseshoe went into your butt? Is that
that's
how?
Right. That's right. It's a C, so it kind of went in a little bit like, sometimes it's a little uncomfortable for the prostate, but it's worked itself in there.
But that's an erogenous zone.
That's right. That's why I'm always so happy.
Is that the off switch or the on switch?
It's the go switch.
All right. My last question for you. What color does a Smurf feel when it's sad? We're feeling blue. That means we're sad.
Weren't there, like, in the show, wasn't there, like, an evil Smurfs? Like, wasn't there, like, an evil, like, people that were red? I feel like there was.
That's a good question.
That's what they feel,
So this is the beauty of me discovering how to do split screens with the TV. I don't have a second monitor. I do. Turns out it doesn't work with my laptop, apparently, for some reason. But being able to hook this up. So I'm not sure Google is going to really accept this answer. Evil Smurfs. Gargamel. Hang on. Let me show you. Let me show you Gargamel. I don't want you guys to miss out on what Gargamel actually. Oh, look at that! I was testing today. Oh, that's good. That's good. So this is what the evil Smurfs like. They're apparently gray. They have no color.
Well, yeah, they feel gray, which makes sense because it's cloudy.
So they wanted. I like. Yeah.
Smurfs are blue because blue skies are delightful.
Blue skies. Did you ever watch Patch Adams?
Y'all, absolutely. Fee hasn't seen Patch Adams yet, so we got to work on that. But
yeah, so it's one of two things. At first, it's a really funny movie, and then it is a very, very sad movie. So prepare yourselves. And also, it's a throwback to Robin Williams, R.I.P. Mr. Williams.
That's right. That's kind of like his career, First off, it's like really funny. And then it turns out it's like, okay, once you're done, you're like, this is kind of really sad.
And, a lot of his movies, I didn't realize kind of had that, like, Good Morning Vietnam. Very hilarious until he finds out that the kid is a terrorist, basically.
Yeah.
Who he befriends this kid. They're hanging out and everything. And they become friends, which is actually how he ends up surviving some of the attacks that this kid was putting into place. But I started reading his biography. I'm interested to get into it. I'm only like 30 pages in, so it's a lot about his parents and some of his lineage so far.
How much longer was the book since you had to get it in pictures?
Oh, dude, it's like it's actually an encyclopedia. It came in it came in about 8 different volumes, and I just kind of have to process what's happening in the picture. They put I can read little captions like "mom" and "dad." I see it. Okay, that's a picture of his mom and dad. I get that.
Okay, yeah, cool.
2 half brothers. Okay, he's got 2 half brothers. All right, I figured that out. Big ass house. So his dad was a salesman and sort of like an executive for. Okay, let's not double down. We don't need to do that. His dad was kind of like
we do need to double down on that.
So, Mama Steel.
What should we talk about?
Mama Steel for all watching. Yeah, get out of here. Mama Steel for all those who aren't watching. Says I need pop-up pictures, and that would be fantastic because to see Robin Williams in 3D and life again. I mean, I guess I could probably watch his movies and stuff, but to see him come alive on a page would be fantastic. That's why I want it. Not because I can't read. But.
I was thinking it would have been like, I need pop-up pictures because I can't read because I was homeschooled. That would have been good, but you missed your chance, bud.
How much of that do you think is going to take place after this COVID times?
Homeschool? No.
Not being able to read very well because of being homeschooled.
No, I read something somewhere where they're starting to take analog clocks out of places because people don't know how to read them. I'm like, yeah, all right. Well, I guess that's why we don't write in cursive anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean, outside of your signature, when else do you use cursive?
I mean, I was taught it. Like,
yeah, me too.
See,
yeah, absolutely. And I see. I don't know. There are some situations where you use cursive. Very rarely will you use cursive. On the other hand, how many analog clocks have you walked by and had to figure out the time? That's totally, like, to me, that's two totally different things.
No, I mean, I agree with you, but
Well, then what do you,
I don't know.
What are you doing right now?
Why are we dumbing down everything? You know, I don't know. We're just too lazy to teach it, or what?
I don't know. I saw that too, and it didn't really make a ton of sense to me because it's. So are all watches now just going to be smart watches or digital watches moving forward?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because the watch industry like really needs to actually focus on this. Like, what are teachers doing? Because like pretty soon they're gonna be, man, like none of these watches are flying off the shelf. What the hell is the problem? This is probably the best design we've ever come out with. And some kid walks up, he's like, yeah, I can't fucking read that, dude.
But these Dora watches, these Dora Explorer watches are selling off the shelf.
Oh, Batman watch is telling time perfectly. I changed the batteries on it 19 times already, but it does its job. It tells me exactly what I need to know. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm surprised we haven't talked about that yet. But okay, homework for next episode: 3 unexplained things.
Right.
3 unexplained things. Okay, it's gonna be a nice episode. Maybe we'll sneak Hondo in and see if he can come up with a couple things himself to kind of chime in with, and hopefully we can get him on the show. I'd love to. Especially with all, I mean, he's getting married in June. There's so much shit going on, man.
Yeah. A lot going on. 2021 is going to be a good year.
2021 is going to be a good year. I already gave my shout out. Is there anybody in particular that you'd like to shout out before we wrap up the show?
Let's give, I'm going to end it on a low note, but let's give a shout out to our friend Alex here. I don't, thanks for watching. All right. Hey, if you got other friends, you tell them about the show. You keep commenting about the show. You know what? You share that shit. We appreciate you, and we're going to keep talking to you as you keep commenting. So we appreciate you. Shout out to my boy Roseboom. Good dude. Again, some good fucking stories there. But, that story we'll save for another time. That's going to have to be an incentive story. Like, we're going to need to do some big stuff to get that story out of me. Last shout out, our boy Griff. His longtime dog died, so you know what? Thoughts, prayers with him and his family and stuff. You know, had her for 13 years. A good doggo. You know, it always sucks when you lose a family pet, but unfortunately, that happens. And as I told him, you know, pets aren't here for a long time, so we gotta make the best of their life. You know.
And I can double down on that. I mean, Knight was a family pet to like the entire group of friends.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I know exactly what that's like. Absolutely. Again, thank you all who do listen, all who support us. We are still on audio only platforms.
That's right.
If you guys don't have an opportunity to sit down in front of a computer or a TV, Papa Steele learned how to put the show up on the TV when he's at home. So he's all excited for that. He's like, ooh, you can see my big boy on the big screen.
He can sit in his chair like this.
Yeah. When he thinks something's real funny, he just goes, but
great.
So yeah, make sure if you guys like, for me, when I travel a lot for work, Mama Steele doubling down, he does sit like that. For those of you who can't see, let me appeal to those who are on the audio only version. Arms crossed, scowl on his face. What appears to be a scowl, it's actually a smile.
You know what?
It's really hard to tell.
Think of Courage the Cowardly Dog and Eustace.
Eustace? Yeah.
Stupid dog.
Yeah. And he says that. So we're gonna be hammering down on the audio only platforms here soon. So people continue to listen to those. We lost a little bit of, and we expected that going into the video platform. people like to see the reactions. People like to see kind of what's going on, what we got, and everything like that. However, when you travel, like for me, I download a bunch of episodes of like Pat McAfee or The Pod, or if Kyle Brandt's got a new episode of 10 Questions, I'll download it, listen to it. By the way, his interview with Michael Irvin was fantastic. I recommend listening to that one.
I've got to start listening to his stuff.
You don't have time for it. I know. I know you don't have time for it. When you're at work,
listen. You want me to watch one division, or do you want me to listen to that? You pick. You pick. All right.
I want you to do both, man. I want you to do both.
You coming out this spring? Keep an eye out.
Is it spring?
Oh, it's close.
See,
I don't know.
It came out around this time last year, so hopefully it should be within the next month or so. I'm excited for that. How many girls can he capture and kill and chase the next one? I don't know. I mean, what kind of cycle are we going to go through with this guy?
But I'm here to find out.
It is arguably one of the most captivating shows I've ever watched, and I don't know why. It is a sick,
it just makes me so uneasy but excited at the same time.
Now, it's funny you say that because you were talking at one point that Joe was, in fact, a vigilante. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Listen, I just recently started watching the first season, and you know what? Beck, in the first season, Beck's she's a little self-destructive. She doesn't, she just gets herself into bad situations. What does Joe do? Joe comes in. He saves her from the train. All right? Saves her from the train. Saves her from a guy that doesn't actually care about her. You know what? That sounds like a knight in shining armor to me. That's all I got to say. You know what? He fights for her every step of the way. There is no mountain he isn't willing to go around in order to get to her. So you know what? Good for him. Hero right there. Pretty much Captain America.
Let me ask you something, if you don't mind. How does the first season end?
Listen, all right. It may have been, there were some casualties. Love casualties. It happens, all right.
So let's go ahead and wrap the show up with another, in case you missed it. Let me pull up one of our latest clips, actually from last episode. And then from there, we'll go ahead and end it. We'll do our cheers after this, but let's go ahead and run it. I don't remember which one of these is which. Let's pick one.
Ooh, that's nice.
You like that, dude?
Hear me out, okay? What does every good farm have?
Slaughterhouse.
A sheep. Well, a glue factory. They got a sheepdog, right? They got a herd dog.
Yeah.
Round them sons of bitches up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wrap it up there. I just wanted like the answer that you threw out there caught me off guard so bad that I was so appreciative of that. We'll wrap it up there for tonight. Thank you again, everybody who listened, and thank you, Eighth Wonder, for being a part of my night, at least here in Houston, Texas. So as always, we'll tip it and we'll say our good old fashioned cheers.
Cheers.